Hello, my name is David Edwards. I'm a third year undergraduate psychology student, currently doing cross-institutional studies at University of New England. I just wanted to do this video to do a summary of an assignment that I did on behaviour modification. So the assignment was to do a project on changing behaviour based off a lot of the work that we learnt in lectures and through the textbook by the same name, changing behaviour modification. In my situation, the project was normally to change either your own behaviour or the behaviour of someone else. And I've recently moved overseas, not for the first time, and so I decided it was easier, rather than to try and do a behaviour modification by correspondence with someone else, just to do a self-management plan. And also, in relating to moving overseas, in a previous experience where I moved overseas, I found that I was not enjoying it to the most. And so I decided to do the behaviour modification assignment project on myself and on my interactions with other people in the new city that I moved to, specifically to improve my happiness, my extroversion, and to try and reduce symptoms of depression. And so, without using formal scales of recording those psychological metrics, I decided just to measure the amount of people that I met as a record, and something that I could try and improve on and make objectives for, that I could try and reach in this 5 or 6 week project. So in the first week it was just baseline, and so I just got the standard recording of how many people I met, and realised how many people I had met, or reviewed that, and then made objectives to meet more and more people. And then based off the self-management plan shown in the textbook, I used multiple behaviour changing strategies to sort of make myself more outgoing, and so that I was less timid and less afraid to go out and socialise. Such specific examples were just initiating in the assignment to start with was something that was specifically useful, particularly useful. Apart from that, what I found particularly useful was social support, where I would talk to people or friends back in Australia, so that when I was feeling a bit down and didn't feel like going out, I would just talk to friends back home, and I would feel like I sort of wanted that more here. And also, there was a few friends that I found it very useful week after week in the assignment, that the more friends I made, the more social network I had. Another strategy I used also was self-praise and self-talk, essentially, which was, again, I would just sort of talk to myself about the anxiety of going out, and about being timid, and how the awkward moments of social situations were just temporary, whereas making new friends was beneficial in the long run. And so back to the social networks that I created in the first few weeks, that brought me to my first sort of problem with the objectives in the assignment, because after a few weeks I realised that it was redundant to try and keep making friends when I already had a fair amount of friends after a few weeks. So I changed the objectives accordingly to just reinforced the friendships that I had, and occasionally meet new people, but more naturally through the people that I already knew. And I guess to sum up, I know it's a very brief video, but just I found some of the techniques were very useful, and I can definitely see how they would be, well, by using them on myself, I can see how just even little things, but they add up, and to be applied to other people as well would be I can see very useful in many psychological or psychology mediums, I guess. So thanks for watching. This has been quite an experience. Thanks very much.